Happy New Year, friends! It's 2025. I can't quite believe it. This is my first video of the year. I did take it a bit easy over the Christmas break, which was really nice. I did a few posts on social, but I didn't really do much in the way of videoing. I just took some time out to be with family and friends and have a proper break, which was really nice after a busy 2024. Both the Rescue Quest books came out last year, and I started this channel on YouTube last year. And so it was been, yeah, it was quite a busy year, really. So it was nice to take stock, have a bit of a reflection period, and not stress too much about getting things done. But the kids went back to school today, so really this is my first proper day in my writing room, and I thought it would be nice to share the 2025 planner that I am using, and I have been using now since last year, which I set up in Notion. So you may know I'm a Notion ambassador. I fell in love with Notion in a big way last year, and I now use it pretty much to organize the whole of my life. Everything is in Notion, and I love the company. I love the ethos behind the company. I love the way you can build pretty much anything with Notion. It's building blocks, really, so you can create whatever you like and you're not really too constrained like you can be in other programs. So yeah, if you, like me, are really just kind of getting back into, your work or your creative work, then hopefully this will be useful. But to start off, I wanted to show you some of the planners that I have used over the years, because I have boxes and boxes of notebooks and planners. I am a complete planner lunatic. Anytime a new planner comes out, I dive on it. I have to have a look at it. I have to look at the insides. I have to understand how they've organized the year and how it might help me. And so one of the reasons that I created my Notion 2025 planner is that I was able to pull together all the best bits from my favorite planners throughout that I've used over the years and put them all into Notion. There's also a separate template that I use for my day-to-day to-dos, which is my Author's Simple Daily Planner. It's like a simple to-do list, really. And I have already done a video for that, which I will link below this video. And there is a template for that you can download as well. The same with my 2025 planner. And the two really go together very well. And that's kind of how I organize my life, really, my writing and creative and home life, personal life. So let me just walk you through the planners that I've used in the past, and then we'll take a look at the template, and then I'll show you how to build the template yourself if that's something that you'd like to do. So, ton of planners here, a whole stack of things to show you, and really this isn't everything. This is just a few of the things. And I loved watching Susanna Conway's one of these that she did recently, where she went through all the different planners that she'd used. And yeah, it's always nice to find someone else who is a planner addict. And though there must be lots of us out there. So for the longest time, I have used Filofax journals, Filofax planners. I've loved them. I love the leather covers. This one is probably my favorite one. It's such a gorgeous burnt orange color. The leather is amazing. Really, really lovely leather. So this one, the trouble is I find that they just don't serve me now. So this is a daily one, and so a page to a day, but the paper is not very thick. I found that my pen would go through. And also there's not really an easy way to record goals and to review, excuse me, with the shake of the camera there, no way to review. So that's really been abandoned. I have put plain pages in it from time to time and used it as a notebook, but it's very, very heavy. So it's not the most practical of planners to use. When we lived in China, I kept a creative journal, which was lots of fun, actually. I kept notes of things, places we went to, sort of drawings I wanted to do, exhibitions I went to, and I've carried on doing that to this date. And this is actually a Moleskine sketchbook that I've used to do that. And I am really fond of Moleskine. I do use a lot of Moleskine notebooks for my creative journaling. So that's that. So then I thought, well, why not try the Moleskine planner? But it's not really that much different to the Filofax planner in that it's just a blank page, really. So it's more of a journal, I think, than a planner. I didn't find it very useful as a way of keeping track of my goals. So as you can see, I started using it at the beginning of the year and then stopped. So that was part of the evolution. And from there, I moved on to the Full Focus planner, which is by Michael Hyatt. I had to have this imported from the US, which just shows you what an addict I am, how crazy I am. And what I really liked about these planners is the focus on goals. And so you could write your goals out and the key motivations, your next steps, and really create a nice plan in here of all your goals. And there's also monthly calendars. It allows you to break everything down. And that really suited me when I was coaching. This was very much the setup that I would use with my clients. So starting with a vision for the year and then breaking that down into quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals, and then what your daily to-do list was. And this really fit with that so well. I'll show you a page. You had a double page spread for each day, which was great. So I had my big important things to do, what was going on, and then the notes for the day, or you could even do a whole journal here. But I just found they're really expensive and it wasn't sustainable in the long term. Then I discovered and actually ended up working with this amazing company. This is My Era. I really love these planners. I highly recommend these planners. And you can buy these on Amazon or from the This Is My Era team. These are great because they do break down everything really well. So you have your master goals list, goals worksheet, very similar to the other one. You have your monthly reviews, your weekly reviews, and then your daily pages. So nice paper, actually. And these were my planners for a long time until I decided to go digital. So that is a quick sort of overview of the main planners that I use. So let me now show you my 2025 digital planner. So here we are on the Author's Simple 2025 planner. This is the exact planner that I use. It helps me to just keep track of everything I do in my writing life and my personal life and family and home. So let's just walk you through it really quickly, and then I will show you how to build it for yourself if you would rather do that. You can also download it, and I'll put the link under the video. Okay, so at the very top here, I have a section where I put my word of the year. I've been picking my word of the year for many years now. And so this is where you would put this and then put a quote here and then who said that quote as a reminder. I've then got a section that allows me to review the year we've just had. So here we're reviewing 2024. At the top here, I have a one-liner that summarizes the year. And then I have a number of metrics that I would put in: books read, books sold, for example, words written, YouTube subscribers, etc., etc. And underneath that, I have each of the 4 quarters, which is where I would put amazing accomplishments, things I'm proud of, things I don't want to forget. So all the accomplishments would go in these sections. And it's a way of reminding me of all the things that happened in the year that were so easy to forget. Now, moving on to 2025, onto the year ahead, I like to start with a vision. So this is where I'd put that vision across these 3 different areas of my life: my writing life, my personal life, and my family life. And as you'll see, the drop down allows for a paragraph, which I tend to write in the past tense, saying the things that I've already done. So talking about the goals that I hope to have met. So for example, in my writing life, I might put something about the 2 books that I want to write this year, the 3rd book in the Rescue Quest series and the 1st book in a new paranormal romance series. So that I would put that in here. And then same with personal life and family life. And that really creates the vision. You could also put images in here too. It's really easy to add images into this section, or you could take the words out altogether, I guess, and put a vision board in there. Quite easy to do with Notion. That's why I love Notion. You can definitely make it your own. And then once I've done that high level vision, we then go through and break it down into the goals by quarter. So as you'll see here, I've got quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 laid out with each of those 3 areas of my life. And then I will put a goal for each, or well, a number of goals by quarter in order for me to meet that vision. So, for example, it would be relating to books. It would be outlining the books, planning them, writing them, having them edited, having the feedback from my alpha and beta readers, and then going through publication process. So all of those things will be put into the right quarter. This is very sort of high level. It just allows me to get everything down that I know I want to do in order to meet that vision. And then we start to get more granular and we break it down into these monthly pages. So this is where the rubber starts to hit the road. This is where we're looking at each month and what we want to achieve. So every one of these is a separate page. They're all the same. So let me talk you through January. So it's going to open up in a new page here. And for January, I then take those 3 areas and split them out in a lot more detail. So for my writing goals for January, what do I need to do this month? Personal goals and home and family goals. And I also put in here any other to-dos that I need to get done. I brainstorm those and pop them all in. As you can see on the right-hand side, by the way, there's a little index that allows you to quickly jump to the different sections in this template. If you've watched my Author's Simple Daily Planner video, then you see how I basically put all of the monthly tasks into a database, which allows me to know what I'm doing every single day. That is the next step after writing the goals. So if you haven't watched that video, I will put a link to it under this one so you can take a look and also grab that template if you'd like to. I've also done a build along for that so you can build it yourself. But once I've actually get towards the end of the month, I want to know how I've done. So this is where I would review the month, but I do it week by week. So I would do a weekly review and then I do a monthly review. And the weekly review is split out by the achievements, things I want to remember, what I did, what I saw, what I read, what I experienced. I quite often put what I'm grateful for here. And then kind of general, how did I feel about the week? And here's where I'll go back and look through my journal and pull out some things that I want to remember. So it might be tarot readings that were particularly useful or insightful. It might be just emotions that I've had. It might be insights that I've had in other ways. And I'll pop that in here. And then I'll do a little brainstorm of what I need to do next week. And I do my weekly review and preview every Sunday because it sets me up for the week ahead. I really like to have that touch base of knowing where I am and what I'm doing each week. And so there's 5 of these. You're not going to need them, not going to need all 5 for each month of the year, obviously, but they're all there. And then I go through and do, at the end of the month, I'll do the monthly review. So again, the achievements, which are taken from the week. So I'll pull out the biggest ones and pop them in here. And another, how do I feel about this month? How do I feel about what I've achieved, what I haven't achieved, why didn't I achieve them? What am I going to do differently next month? And then again, I'll brainstorm what the key goals are for next month, my writing life, my personal life, and my home life. And then once I've done that, I will then pop back to the 2025 planner, and I'll make sure that I've got those listed in my February monthly goal. So they are all there for you in this template, which is able to be downloaded from the link below this video. So if you don't want to download it and you'd like to learn how to build this out for yourself, let me take you through that step by step. Now, I've created a brand new page in Notion, and we're going to start off by preparing the main 2025 page that I've already shown you, and we're going to put all of the elements in that first. So let's kick off, as I always do when I create a new page, by clicking here. We want to make the page full width because we don't want to limit the amount of space we've got for creating. I'm also going to customize the page and take off backlinks, page discussions. We don't need any of these. So we'll take all of this off because this is just a page for us. Let's add a nice little icon. All my icons are brown. You can choose to change the color of your icons, by the way. Here, I just keep all of mine the same color. And let's choose a calendar, like maybe this one. It just gives it a nice look. And I'm going to pop a cover on here too. You can make the cover whatever you want it to be. You can upload a cover. There's a gallery. You can just choose a plain cover if you want to here. I'm going to go to Unsplash, and I quite like having a desk aesthetic for mine. So I'm going to choose this one. There we go. And then we can just reposition it so that we get a bit more of a desk kind of feel. And when you view this on mobile, you'll get a bit more of the picture. Okay, I'm liking the way that feels at the moment. Nice and clean, a little bit pretty at the top. Feels business-like, but also fun. Okay, so this is 2025. Welcome to 2025. Okay, and now what I want to do is put in a space for word of the year. So every year I pick my word of the year, and so we're going to put a space in for that. So what I want to choose here is something that makes it stand out. So we're going to turn this into a little call out box like this. And the call out box means that you can make your writing stand out. So we're going to put my word of the year is, and then you guys can put in whatever you want your word of the year to be. And then we're going to add a quote in here. Put your favorite, inspiring quote here. And then we want to put, who said this quote. And that just allows us to put the person who said that quote there. I don't want it to have a bullet point though. Okay, so this gives us this little call out box. I'm going to make this bold. Make this bit bold. And I'm going to make this bold. I'm going to make this bit here be in italics. There we go. So that's going to give us a bit of inspiration every time we come to this page and remind us what our word of the year is. Let's get into the next section here. So the next section is another thing I like to do every year, and that is to review the year just gone. You don't have to put this in if you don't want to do a review. I'm going to put a little line underneath. There we go. I'm going to make this be slightly bigger. So click on the dots here and turn into, and we can make it a nice big section for our review of 2024. And at the top, I like to put just a one-liner, which is the year, and then I say the year that and then I just put a one-liner. Add one line that summarizes your year. Maybe it's your accomplishments. Whoops. Your best memories. Whatever speaks to you. Okay. And then what we're going to do is have a section called metrics. Now you don't have to include this, but again, this is just a space for you to put metrics in. Number of items. It's really annoying because when you do that, it does change it. Number of items equals. There we go. Number of items. And that will be kind of a metric for you of something. It could be YouTube subscribers. It could be newsletter subscribers. It could be books sold. Whatever you want to have for your metrics. Let's make this one slightly smaller. Okay, so we've got our review and we've got our metrics. Now let's put in a review per quarter. So I like doing this because I like to see what I did in each quarter of the year. And I just like it to be really a bullet point list, but I don't want it to take up the whole space for 2025. This section should be quite small. It's just a way for me to review the year that's just gone by. So I'm going to, first of all, make this 2 columns. So I'm scrolling down here and I want it to be 2 columns. It gives me a bit more space. So you'll see here there's another column that's popped up, okay? Then I'm going to add a toggle. So I want to have a toggle list. I think just a toggle heading 3 will be fine. And this is going to be quarter 1. And I'm going to change the color of this so that it matches the background above. Give it a nice green background so you can make a toggle like that has a green background. And before I do anything else, I'm going to duplicate it for quarter 3. And I'm going to duplicate it again and again. Oops. So I should have 4 now. And then I want to have one over here and one over here. So this will be my 4 quarters. So quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 of 2024. Okay. At the moment, there's nothing in there. Obviously, you guys can add in whatever you want, but let's make it a bullet point inside. My amazing accomplishments go here. We'll do that for each one. Can't spell today. Accomplishments for Q2. Copy that just to make life a little bit quicker. Q3, and Q4. Okay, so there we go. That is and that really is the review section done. So now we're going to move on to our vision for 2025. So let's pop that in. Vision for 2025. Put a little line underneath it. I want it to be the same as the section above. So we start to get quite a nice rhythm going here of the sections. And I want to put an index in as well. So as you can see, if you click this, there's all sorts of things that you can add on this side of the page. As you said before, you've got all these. I'm actually going to add the table of contents back in. And if you see what this does is it puts these sections here. You can see the lines. If I hover over that, it gives me all of my sections. So I can go straight to those sections. Makes it a little bit easier. And I'm going to use toggles here again, but I'm not going to put them in two boxes. So we're just going to go with a simple toggle here, the toggle list, and I'm going to put the sections in. 3 sections I'm going to add. I'm going to put in my writing life and in my personal life and in my family life. Again, you can change these sections to be whatever you want them to be. And here I generally write a paragraph in the past tense, with the goals you hope to have met this year in this part of your life. Okay, so that really is just a little explanation there for each of these sections, just as a reminder. There we go. So I'll generally do that as a little reminder for me. I do it at the beginning of year, but they just sit there and I can review them. Okay, now in my own personal 2025 planner, I put in a section here, which is a tarot, 12 card tarot clock. But I know not everybody is into tarot. I can show you my clock if you are interested, just let me know. But for now, I'm going to go straight into how we break down the vision for 2025 into goals by quarter. So we've started off with the really high level. This is what I want to have achieved in 2025. So it's the past tense of the goals that I want to have met in my writing life, my personal life, and my family life. Now, how do we then actually get those done? Well, first thing I'm going to do is move down to the next level, which is doing those goals by quarter of the year. So that's the next level that I like to break things down into. Again, we're going to make this a heading 1. So we have a similar structure now. Here we go, goals by quarter. And then I'm going to use toggles again in a second. But first of all, we're going to do a heading for each quarter of the year. So quarter 1, which is obviously January, February and March. Let's make that a bit bigger. I'm actually going to make it heading 2. So it gives me a little bit more, makes it stand out a little bit more. And that's going to be that. And then we're going to make that colour again with a green background. But I really want this to be 2 columns again. So I should have done that first really, but we can just click 2 columns. It's fine. Not a big deal. We'll duplicate that again a couple of times. There we go. And then I can do quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4. You see how quickly you can build this out. Quarter 2 being April, May and June. Quarter 3, you can make these different colours if you want to. July, August and September. I tend to like to have the same colour for each one so that I keep the aesthetic the same. But if you want to, you could make them seasonal colours. So this is October, November and December. Okay, then inside each one of those, I'm going to put my 3 toggles again for the goals that we've already, the headings that we've already put here for our vision. So we have writing life, personal life, and home stroke family life. And then inside each of these toggles, I then do like a to-do list. And that will be the key things that I want to get done within that part of my life in that quarter that relate to those sections. So, for example, if in my writing life I said here, this year in 2025, I will publish a book, then down here in January, February, March, this might be, here I might say, plan and outline book. And then in the second quarter, I might say start writing book. And I might continue writing it in quarter 3 and then maybe working on publishing and marketing in quarter 4. So you can see by doing that, you have a breakdown of what you need to do for each quarter of the year. So let's add that to-do list in for each of these sections. Obviously, I'm not going to populate it because you will need to fill it in with whatever you want to. But this is based on your vision. What do you need to get done this quarter? Oops. I'll just put that in as a little reminder. Let's add in this part of your life. There we go. Do that for each of them. Just as a little reminder, you guys can, if you're downloading this, you can absolutely delete those. There we go. I'll just duplicate those for each one. That was weird. Okay. There we go. Just put that. Have I got that one there? Yes, that one just decided to pop up on its own. We don't need it. Okay. So we now have one for each of these sections, as you can see. And that really is the way that you will break down your goals by quarter. That is the first level, really, for starting to break down exactly what we're going to do. Okay. The next level down, we're getting down into granular detail now, is a monthly plan. So what I like to do is I like to have monthly pages. So these are pages, one per month, where I put all the to-dos, goals for that month. You can actually use this to do the headings as well, by the way, make it a little bit easier. So we've got the goals by quarter, and now we've got the monthly pages. So I'm going to create a new page for each month. So we're going to start off with January, UARY, 2025, not 2024. And as this is going to be one for each month, I am going to create this as a new page within my 2025 page. So all of my monthly pages will sit within 2025. And the reason that I do that is it makes it so much easier to find all of your pages. So I'm going to embed a sub page inside this page. This turns just that one line into a page. And if I click on that now, it will open that page and we can start building out our monthly pages. So let's do the same as we normally do, make it full width, take off the backlinks and the page discussions. I'll leave in the table of contents for now. You can decide whether or not you want it. I'm going to add the same icon that I did last time, which is the calendar. And then you can add in a cover. So let's find a cover that we like. Don't like that one. I think what I'm going to do is I am going to just put the same cover on that I did before, just for now. You guys can do, you guys can do whatever you want in terms of changing these to make them your own. Okay, now if you think back to where we were and think about the goals that we had for the year and the vision, the 3 sections of the vision, just pop that back there for a second to remind us. We had writing life, personal life, and family life. Yeah. So in our monthly page, we want to replicate those different headings. So we have our writing goals, our personal goals, and our home stroke family goals. I'm going to make each of these bigger. So I'm going to turn them all to heading 1 like this. Let's put a line underneath them to just separate them. You can actually change the colours of these as well. You can change the writing colour if you want to. So you just highlight it like this. And over here you can see, you can change it. So I could put that, could make that green.
I'm going to shower.
So I can make that green, or I can just change the colour to green so that you get a bit of an aesthetic going. That's blue. Click the wrong button. There we go, green. So you can do that. You can change it however you want to. I'm going to keep it black for now. Obviously, you can do what you want with it. And then here, we're going to pop in just the to-do list. What do I need to achieve this month for this area of my life to meet my goals, to meet my vision goals? And again, now, I personally don't make these toggles, but you could do. You could absolutely turn this into a toggle if you wanted to. I don't personally. I like to have them all listed out so that I can see what I'm doing. There we go. And you just keep adding, make that, another to do, and another to do, and another to do. And you just keep going and put all those in. And then I tick them as I'm going along. Once I have got all those listed, then I start thinking about, okay, so that's this month. So what about at the end of the month? How do I know if I've achieved those goals? How do I move purposefully into the next month? Well, the way I like to do that is with a weekly review and a preview of the week to come. So I'm going to pop in some weekly reviews and previews into this template so that you can do that too, if you would like to. So let's make it a nice bold, let's make it a nice bold heading. Heading 1, weekly reviews and previews. Okay. Very simply, I do this. It's just a list of the things that I've done. And I find it so much easier when I'm doing my review of the year to do it this way. So I'm going to put a toggle in and I'm going to colour that toggle. Let's stick with the colours that we've been using, which has been that green background because it's quite nice. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the dates for the first week. So 30th of December to 5th of January. That being the first week that had any kind of January days in it. And then inside that, we'll need to do some more of those. So we'll do that in a minute. And then inside that, we're going to have a list of achievements or things I want to remember. There we go. We can put a line in there too. And then I put a bullet point list. What do you want to remember that you did, saw, experienced, etc. this week? What were you grateful for? So I tend to keep a running list of all the things that I've done and what I've been grateful for. And that's how I go through and do that. And then I will do a second thing. Then I'll do a second thing here, which is that I'll put how did I feel about this week? And I like to do this because I want to see how I felt about the week. Let's make it bold. Oops. Make it bold. Put some lines underneath it. And then here I really just write about, however I felt. It's really just a space for you to write about the week in whatever way serves you. I like to just write a little summary, really, of how I felt. Sometimes I go back through my journal for the week, make a note of my feelings. And then we're going to put in a very quick next week preview. Doesn't need to be like that. There we go. And again, we're going to put some lines underneath it. Whoops. There we go. And this is a bullet point again. So this is where we are going to put in some bullet points. There we go. And this is just a list of things you need to do next week. Okay, and that is literally how I keep an eye on each week. There you go. So you've got the week there and it just drops out. And it's like a review of the week and things I need to remember for the next week. My daily to-dos I keep in my separate daily planner, which I've already done a video for, and I will link that under this video so you can have a look at that. Again, that's downloadable. But this is a way for me to just get everything out of my head that I know I need to do next week when I am doing my review, and then I will go through separately and put those into my to-do list when I get to that. Okay, so let's duplicate this a couple of times, and we can just make sure we've got the whole of the month covered. So we will need to do that. The next week will be the 6th of January through to the 12th of January. And I will just carry on doing that for each of these. There we go. So that is the weekly reviews and previews. Now, once I've done that, I then like to round everything up into a monthly review. And my monthly review really just pulls out the big elements that I want to remember. And these are the sections that I go to when I then want to do my annual review, which we saw back here, the review of 2024. When I am going through and doing my quarterly reviews, I look at each of the months' reviews that are in my monthly pages. So this is the monthly review. And again, here we're going to have a little toggle list. There we go. So here I put my achievements. And we'll do how do I feel about this month? Very similar kind of things that I cover each time, and then key goals for next month. All just really little reminders to make sure that I stay on track. So we are going to put in a little call out box here just to make it look a bit nicer. You can mix and match all these different elements. That's what I love about Notion. It's really just building blocks. So you can put in all the different things, all the different elements that you like, and just mix and match them for your different elements of your pages. So what did I achieve this month? Better put you, because I've been doing you all the way through. What did you achieve this month? And similarly here, we're going to do a little call out box for each of these. So a little call out. There we go. Really, how do you feel about this month in terms of your goals, achievements, and each area of your life? Whoops. There we go. What will you do differently? Spelling is off today. What we do differently next month. And then we have key goals for next month. Again, we'll make it a call out. And that will be the main things that you want to cover for each of those areas that we talked about before. So writing life, personal life, home, and family life. And then you can put the key things that you want to make sure you don't forget here. What are your key goals for next month in this area? Question mark. Okay, good. There we go. So you can easily just build this out. Right, so that is your monthly review, your achievements, how you feel about the month, and key goals for next month. So there we go. And that is your January 2025 page. And then what I will just do is I will duplicate this whole page. And because it's made inside 2025, it will become the next month and it will stay in that page. So we'll make February 2025. And then I'll just go through and change all of the dates. And I'll repeat that for each of the months of the year. And as you'll see, if I go back down here to the monthly pages, we've now got January and we've also got February, and that will continue down for each of the months. And that is how you build a 2025 planner. So that's my 2025 planner, the online planner that I'll be using this year. It's available as a Notion template that you can download and customize however you want. I'll leave all the links for this and all my templates underneath this video. If you've got any questions about how to customize it or how to use Notion at all, just pop them below, and I'll see you next time.